Well, there we go. That's answered my question about whether or not we'd started. No, we hadn't. So I've just spent the last 10 minutes talking to nobody. So apologise for that. For some reason the stream dropped out and didn't tell me, so I've now started it again. So you join us just at the end of leg 1, as I've now restarted the immediately failed stream that it didn't tell me, so none of that was heard. So what have you missed? You've missed the Lads Night Out set off to a great lead, and then you've also missed the Nikkers really pull it back. It's a 1-pin lead, and Alan in anchor for the lads takes a beautiful spare.
Well done, Alan. You can't ask better than that.
Well,
Got 9 with 1 ball, maybe, which has only been done once or twice. But that is very nice.
What a great time for the stream to go back live as you watch, hopefully a big spare. He's pulled it. That's all right. Takes a couple. He's a little bit disappointed. Well done. Once we've seen, luckily the stream failed, but I've restarted it just in time for them to witness your beautiful 11. So Alan's 11 takes the lads on to an impressive 36. The Nikkers are on 24. 12 for the draw. 13 to win. It's Derek. Misses with his first, whistles through. Tom, go back up. Get your headphones out. I was going to say thank you to Tom for sticking up, but he was so engrossed in his music he didn't hear. There had to be a rebound. Final ball for Derek. No. 5. So lads take the first leg. 29 pins to 36. 2 valuable points. Just going to run you through the teams then tonight. For lads, it's Simon, Martin, Rob, Matt, Brian and Alan. For the Nikkers, it's Mike, Simon, John, Marcus, Peter and Derek. So, first leg in the bag for the lads. These teams only 1 point between them in the league as of the latest published statistics. Only 1 place apart. And there's only six points separate second from 7th in the league. Someone needs to break away and try and join the leaders. Who's pulled out in the lead with
All Sorts.
It's the All Sorts, of course, took a 10-0.
Smile has still got their game in hand, so you know they could be up there. They're still in the mix, and they've only played 6.
It's one of the closest openings to the Winter League we've seen for some years. As Mike, unfortunately, puts through a 0, and now he only scored a 2. He only scored a 3. It was a 2. Right, see if I can improve on my 4 from leg 1.
Here we are. It's a shame, really. Missed loads of quality banter on our dead stream earlier, but there we go. Here we go, Simon. See if he can pick up from his a little bit disappointing first leg. He's been a little robbed there. Just a 2. Got to forget about it. Have another go. There's another couple. 2 per ball. That's not what we say. Final ball coming up. Looking good. Just the 1. Escape to find, Simon.
I think I was saddened by what happened with that first ball. Felt lovely out the hand.
Looked fine. Didn't look nothing wrong with it.
Just the result.
Matt's just sorting some tunes out because we're skittling in silence.
We also, I just noticed that. So, managed to give the lads a 3-pin lead. As we go into the second throws in leg 2, and we watch Simon for Nikkers this time. It's a good opener. Nice angles here. Ooh. Another left-hander. We seem to be attracting more of them lately. It's a good
kind of analysis needs to be done on it. I'm sure about that.
I'm sure we know somebody who could do it. So a 6, solid 6 for Simon. A reminder, the lads took leg 1 and have 2 points in the bag. After 2 have thrown in leg 2 for Nikkers, they're on 8. Lads after 1 on 5. Martin needs 4+ to maintain a lead. He's carrying an injury apparently. Knee ligament.
Is this the problem that he has?
It's less an injury, it's more of a
chronic
condition.
Yeah, chronic condition
That he lives with and overcomes daily. I do remember the time he came down with a massive gash on his finger from his woodworking enterprises. It's a lovely second ball. He's already bested his first leg 6. Can he take a sweet clearance? Oh! Overcooked it, but a lovely 7. So after 2 have thrown in leg 2, lads night out. 12. Nikkers 8. Now, in leg 1, John sort of led the comeback for his side, putting down a lovely 8, the top score, and spurring his following players on to making Alan have to bowl hard, and in the end, of course, he got that lovely spare. That's looking nice. Yes. Second, yeah. It's just unfortunate the angle there. Straight down is always hard to do. A lot of the seasoned skittlers are so conditioned to bowling at a slight angle to maximise the returns that the dead straight is a tricky one. Solid 7. Good start from John to the evening with an 8 and a 7. So after 3 have thrown for the Nikkers, they post 15. After 2 for the lads, they are on 12. Rob now 4 or more for the lead. Found the gap on the far right, your left viewer, as the Welshman. That's the one he meant to hit with the first one, so he's now got the confidence that he's got that. He can now knock all the others. He's moved away from the radiator. Dangerous in the Winter League. It's quite chilly outside. Has he found the gap? Oh, my word. Just 2 for Rob. Now then, so halfway through leg 2. Lads, night out. 14 pins. Nikkers, 15. Suddenly, a bit of a game is on. Marcus now for the Nikkers. Solid 6 in his first leg. Oh, that dropped out the hand a little bit. Got away with it. Cheekily claims he meant it to his teammates. Found the gap there. What can he do with this final ball? It's looking better. Oh! Felt he deserved more than a 5, I think, but 5 it is. So after 4 have thrown in leg 2, takes the Nikkers to a nice round at 20 pins. After 3 have thrown for the lads, they're on 14. Matt up next, 6 to draw things up. 7 or more will retake the lead. Matt scored 6 on his first leg, but with that opener, you'd have to fancy him for a 7. And good chance, maybe a bit more.
He's having it. He wants a 7, it looks like, at best.
There's still an 8 on here.
Yeah. It's one of those where
Oh, he pulled it. It bounced the delivery. That's a very uncharacteristic double bounce. Matt's normally one of the smoother deliverers onto the alley.
It dropped out a bit early.
It comes to us all at our age. So, after 4 have thrown for both teams, it's a 1-pin game. Nikkers on 20, lads on 19. Reminder, the lads took leg 1, 36-29. Can Nikkers immediately strike back? Peter now, the number 5 for the Nikkers. First delivery, only 2. He felt a little bit robbed by that. He's looking for at least one more. Still got the kingpin here and some good angles to work with. Second ball. Has he found it? I think he has. Yes! Now, this is a tricky, the reverse angle, but Peter's very experienced. Low crouch, focused aim, push delivery. Has he got it? No, just put it wide. Never mind. Solid 6. His second consecutive of the evening. After 5 have thrown for the Nikkers then, 26. After 4 have thrown for the lads, 19. 7 pins behind. Brian takes a sip of his beer. Only threw a 4 in leg 1, well below his best, although he has been suffering a little bit lately. Brian normally challenging up in the top of the individual averages. His last couple of games has slipped right back from 4. Can he start his fight back now? 3 per ball would do it. Still left some angles to work with here. Has he got it? He has. Now, this is tricky, but Brian likes to force the angles. But I have to say, though, this would be against the run of his latest play. Is that right? Yeah. Has he got it? Oh, 2 straight. Lovely 7. 7 was asked of him. 7 he got. After 5 have thrown for both teams in leg 2, it's all square at 26. All that went before has come to naught as Derek and Alan square up in an epic duel. Fortunately not to the death. Not yet, anyway. We're far too civilised for that. Derek now. It's not a brilliant start, but he has got pins to work with. I think he was quite lucky to pull out those back 2. Oh, that's a lovely pickup. Very strong pickup shot there to finish with a 7. But 7 is the minimum. I think you feel you need to put your pressure on. We can always all say that, can't we? I'm going to blame Rob. He's had a terrible week anyway, being Welsh. We might as well pile it on. So, Alan. Can Alan pull in some of that 11 spare magic from last time round? Is he feeling loose and free with it? Yeah.
Oh, that was so close. That was nearly all down with 1.
That was barely a quarter of a ball. Barely a quarter of a ball off. He's going to do it again. He's going to do it again. That's the shot he wanted. So, 1 for the draw, to draw the leg. 2 or more.
Has he got something? Yes. No!
Oh! Just the 6. Very good. We like a close finish. Leg 2 though goes to the Nikkers. 33 pins to 32. All square, 1 leg apiece. As we move to the beer leg. I'll leave you with Alan to explain how the beer leg works.
I can't say anything. I'm just slightly peeved about the fractions that I've just missed those couple of shots by, but there we go.
But, you know,
Second shot was lovely though, it was a lovely second shot, I was pleased with that. The beer leg, as you know, as everyone knows, is just a straight head-to-head with your opponent. Simon's had 3 there, interesting 3 to take down. So yeah, all he needs to do is post as high a score as he can and hope that his opponent cannot match or indeed beat him. So
keep going side.
Chance of an 8 here, I'm going to say. A little slim chance of an 8. He's out the fine zone again. Let's see what he can find. He's gone wide, but he's had one. Solid 6. I think a 6 on the beer leg is always, that's okay. Isn't he happy with a 6?
It's the minimum expectation on the beer leg, is the 6. But I will say at least I have a story of improvement. 4, 5, 6.
It's a lovely tale.
So, Mike, my opponent, what can he do? He started off with a 3 and a 2. But is he thirsty? Wouldn't be the first time I've felt vaguely comfortable on my beer leg, given an opponent's poor start, to watch them come and slice in the cheeky 3. They all count. I'd be very gutted if he does exactly the same thing with the next row. Oh, dearie me, it's still wobbling.
Like a weeble.
There's still plenty there. There's a good angle left. Just the one. That's really unlucky. Five scored.
No.
Can I have a half of the Citra ale, please? What, sorry? The Citra, the guest. Yeah, thank you. Fair play to Mike. Straight up, shake of the hand and an offer of the half. As we watch Martin set his target for the Nikkers, Simon. 3 per ball.
One day he'll hit that kingpin, they'll all go once with that little edge. Yeah.
Oh, just pulled that. Now he's getting frustrated with himself. I think he just needs to not let that feeling persist. Oh! 3 for Martin. Very much against his run of play. A 6 and then a 7 and then a 3. Not ideal. Having said that, his opponent Simon has bowled a 6 in his second leg, but only a 1 in his first. So anything can happen. And there we go, just the tension ramps up for Martin. That's the first one for Simon, whistles through. He's pulled that one as well, goodness me.
Wow.
Now it's all or nothing, isn't it? He's got to get 4 with 1. 3 would roll it over. How's he done? He does even better. 6 with 1. Smashes it down. He only needs 1 ball. Oh, thank you, my friend. That's all right. Cheers. Thank you. Goodness, what a great shot. Rob now. Looking to improve on his second leg too. It's a bit of a roll on it, yeah.
Could have hit something could have fallen out.
That's looking great. Oh, could it? Oh, no, he left it. He left it until it hit. Yeah, he left it until it hit. Hello? Yes, fantastic. There's the 8. Brilliant. That's exercised that 2 from leg 2. So let's look at the overall scores. I mean, the trouble is the beer leg is all about individuals, but after 3 have thrown in this third leg. The lads post 17. After 2 have thrown, the Nikkers are on 11. John has scored an 8 and then a 7. So you'd fancy him to be able to take the lead, and that's a lovely start. Nothing wrong with that at all. Got some great angles to work with on that kingpin. Oh, he's just pulled out a little. Just a single. 7, outside chance of an 8. Is on. There he goes. Oh, yeah, the 7. Well played. Not enough to take the beer leg, but is enough to make sure that the Nikkers don't fall too far behind. And just claim a 1 pin lead. So halfway through leg 3. Nikkers 18, lads 17. A reminder, it's 1 leg apiece, 2 points apiece. Very tight in the Winter League this year. Only 6 or 7 points separating second place to 7th, and only 1 point separating Lads Night Out from Nikkers. So one of them will be hoping they can maybe pull out an 8-2 and try and challenge for the lead, but Matt doesn't want it this evening. You know, as his colleague has helpfully pointed out to Matt, that score doesn't have a beer written on it, that 2. Marcus up now for the Nikkers. Started off with a 6. Dropped to a 5 in the last leg. Good start. Solid 3. Plenty of options, including the king. And he's found it, and now I tell you what, if his aim holds, there's a lovely clearance opportunity here for Marcus. Has he got it? Oh, well played. If you're going to punish a 2, punish it hard, I say. Brilliant 9, well played. So, after 4 have thrown for both teams now, 27 pins to the Nikkers, 19 to the lads. It's an 8-pin lead. That's going to be quite tricky to recover from. The lads will need Brian to rediscover some of his previous form.
Never really played cricket. Maybe I should have done.
So you might need to explore.
I wanted to erase it. I think you should. Just knock the hat off his face.
Oh dear, Brian having about as much luck as me. Now, this is really tricky. What does he do to maximise his options? Centre pin and cut through, hope the ball runs through, or the skittle for the 3? Well, the other option is to go gutter side, and he is going for the back 3. 2 straight. He was hoping to cut that across. Didn't work out for him. 5 scored for Brian. So, after 5 have thrown for the lads in leg 3, they post a score of 24. The Nikkers are already ahead after 4 with 27. A reminder, the game is currently tied, 1 leg apiece.
Yes, that was a bit of a shocking score, I think. Nothing at all felt right when I was delivering those balls.
Peter now for the Nikkers. He's had a very consistent evening with 2 6s scored. That's a very strong first ball again. Peter with a very deep knee bend and a lovely straight back, and it's, oh goodness me, a whisker away. Is he going to change his mind? No, he's going to go in the same shot again. Pushes it through. No, it's rolled away. It's all right. It's a 6. Keeps his consistent. He's got his drink and he's kept up his average. So, with only 1 to throw for both teams, the lads are out 9 pins behind. Alan needs to revisit spare territory again.
I'm going to go to the bar in a minute.
Right. What can the left-hander do? You have to say he's got to have a cracking first delivery, otherwise it's pretty much all over. It's not bad, but if only that rear pin had gone. Yeah. Even so, even if it had, we're not onto spare territory here, are we? So
no, that would be quite a challenge to get a big spare for you.
Yeah, that's unlucky. Got to go again, really. All he can do is draw things level and hope against hope that Derek misses completely. Has he got it? Oh, unlucky. Very good 8. What a strong individual game Alan's having. It's a shame his teammates aren't backing him up, really. So in leg 3, the beer leg, the lads post 32. Before he even throws, before Derek even has a go, the Nikkers have taken it as they're on 33. So Derek can relax a little bit, enjoy this.
He's got to
get a good score. Well, it's a bit, but he's a team player, Derek. He doesn't care, you know. It was a whisker, and there was some power behind that as well. Pins would have flown. Oh dear. Maybe he's too relaxed, having the win in the bag. Four scored. He won't be happy on an individual basis, but the team will certainly be fine. Nikkers take a lead by winning leg 3, 37 to 32, and they're now 4 points to the lads' 2. Leg 4. Mike to kick things off for the Nikkers. A little bit loose out the hand, but he's going to claim it. He's going to claim the old back line trick. Let's see if he can do it again with the middle line. Cheeky. 3 per ball. If he hits it just right, these will all come down. Oh no, just pulled that. Bonus 1, solid 7. His best score of the evening by some way. Sets the lads a target early on. Let's see what I can do with it.
Under pressure, I'm feeling here, aren't we, Simon? A little bit of pressure. Got to keep ourselves in this game. No, at the end of the day.
Yeah.
They put their marker down. They're 2 legs ahead. Mike's hit a 7. He's found his form.
They're 1 point ahead of us in the table.
Yeah. He's not going to be pleased with that first ball, but it just needs to be forgotten, doesn't it, Matt? Those balls like that. Just forget about them.
Keep going.
Start again.
Start again.
Yeah. As Eddie Collins, I'd have, Eddie Collins, a friend of mine who went to school with him, calls him. Not Edwin Collins, never. Anyway.
There's a lot of love for Alistair as they go out and around the southwest.
I should hope so too. Fine man. Sorry, just random chat now, but oh, well played. Well played. Nice 7. You seem a little. Your face. Cheers, Derek. Yeah. I'll shake it. Take that.
I felt there might have been an 8 in there, but I'll tell you what.
I thought it was a good 7.
I did say a story of improvement, 4, 5, 6, 7.
There's only one way to go next.
Yeah, 2.
Pop into the 30 zone.
3. Right, all square then in leg 4 after the first throws.
I'm enjoying this multi 42 pounder today.
It's a bit chipper.
Did you not like it? Have you,
No, I'm enjoying the citra.
No, I've not been.
Well, feel free to
A little spoon, if I might.
Yeah, of course you may.
I'll have this.
You can give it, don't mind, as long as you're not going to put greasy quaver lips on it. Wow.
It takes your palate out, though, doesn't it? You can't really go anywhere
You wouldn't
else
go.
after that.
And I'm happy with that then. So, a 4 for Simon from the Nikkers. Martin, after his below par 3 in the beer leg.
Has he gone over the top? That's the question about Martin, isn't he? Because at some point he goes wrong, just maybe.
Again, he gets quite harsh with himself, and then he starts to overthink. I think early on he's quite loose. I feel he's a bit tense. That's better. That's lovely. What a great one. The pinball shot there, as the ball and the Skittles between them did all the work there. Beautiful. Can he finish on a lovely bonus clearance? No, not quite. Lovely 8.
I think Martin's pace is nice, isn't it? It's not too hard. No. And so he gets a lot.
Until he gets the right angle, therefore the Skittles can do more work rather than just the ball. Lovely. So after 2 have thrown in for both teams in leg 4, Nikkers 11, lads are out 15. A reminder, the lads are behind. Nikkers having taken 2 legs to the lads 1. Now, what can John do? Really strong performance from him so far. An 8, a 7 and a 7. That's looking... Oh, unlucky. It's just a bit of spin on it. He did have a good... Always the good opener, but hard finish now. He's getting tired, I think. Just 4. Well against the rub of his play. So, after 3 have thrown for the Nikkers in this 4th leg, 15 pins. After 2 have thrown for the lads, 15 pins. Whatever Rob gets is the lead. Lovely. Rob's getting his iron. After that initial 5, then a 2, then his lovely 8 in the beer leg. It looks like he's just got his aim out. Oh, having said that, of course, he's pulled it through. Back to a 5. But 5 is the lead.
The fines have dried up here with us, which is good to see.
So, after 3 have thrown, halfway through, leg 4, 20 pins to the lads, 15 pins to the Nikkers. Having said that, the lads have had a lead before and let it slip away from them. Or more accurately, we've seen the Nikkers pull in.
Only in leg 1 which we won.
Leg 2. Look at the lead we had in leg 2. 5, 7, 2, 6, 7, and then 2. But wow.
It's all square.
No, you're ruining the magic now. You're being too analytical, Alan.
I'm just
Oh,
throwing
hello.
some facts out, son. That's all
We
it is.
don't know. We're post-truth here. Oh, come on, Marcus. Unlucky. Lovely 7. Again, Marcus had a cracking last couple of legs. 9 and a 7. He's done well there, but having said that, he's pulled up the Nikkers to 22 after 4 have thrown. The lads, after 3, are on 20. Matt needs to not do what he did in the last leg and get more than 2. Lovely first ball. bit unfortunate with the lie, but yeah, he's got something to work with. He's gone there. Yeah, that's nice. I tell you what, there's an outside chance of a 9. He's going to go for the 7, but is he going to go for the bonus? He is. He did go for it. Well done, that man. Commitment, and it pays off with his best score of the evening, a Super 8. So, 4 now have thrown for both teams in leg 4. Lads Night Out 28, Nikkers 22, 6-pin lead. Now, Peter, of course, missed a consistency this evening for Nikkers. 6, a 6 and a 6. If he gets another 6, he'll just draw things level with Brian still to throw. So Peter and his teammates will be hoping he can do a little more. King is on. Just a little tickler. Did this, that was the accuracy that did the work rather than the power. There is a possible 9. I tell you what, 2 straight. 2 straight, left himself with the worst split ever.
I think he's disappointed, Samuel.
I think we're looking for a 7 here. Deary me.
It's the wrong way round.
And he missed it, but Mr. Consistent. All the 6s. So, with that 6, after 5 have thrown for the Nikkers, they're on 28. Lads, after 4 have thrown, are on 28. Brian's score will dictate what the lead will be that lads will take in to the last throws of this leg. Brian, a bit up and down today, a 4, a 7 and a 5. Again, well below his long-term average. Yeah, he has. He's not been playing to his usual. That's not ideal, but it's not too bad. King available. Some angles to work with on your right, viewer. There he goes. Has he cut them? Oh, a cheeky bonus.
I think he's deserved it, to be honest. Still needed to stay there, though. The pins have not been on his side.
I mean, he's got to just go for the 7. He's got to go for the 7. He found the gap. He found the gap. 5 he scored. 5 is the lead into the last throws in leg 4. Lads Night Out 33 pins. 33 or 32? 33. I did think I was right. It's 33. 33. 33. 33. 33. Lads Night Out 33. Nikkers are on 28, as we said. Right, now Derek. I felt he rushed that. Slow it down, Derek. No.
It's going to happen one day, Derek. It's going to happen.
That's my phone.
I get 2 points for that.
Yes, I'll get an invoice.
We got fails.
Free beer all night.
So, Derek scores a 4. With that, he takes the team tally to 32. They're 1 pin behind. Lads have taken the leg. Free go for Alan, although Alan, having posted an 11, a 6 and 8, is going to look to want to try and challenge for maybe top score of the season. Let's see. 3 per ball. The cheeky 3.
Keep going now.
Moves away from the radiator. Hello.
Missed it.
Oh,
Very close. Close to glory.
was close. It's not a great lie. I mean, you got to fancy him to take 3. He gets the angle just right, which he has. Oh, it's shot through. 6 he got. lads take leg 4, 39 points. 39 pins to 32, and bag the 2 points. So all square. Looks like neither of these teams will challenge for the final result. But I'll hand you over now. It's me.
Well, as ever, here we are down to brass tacks, aren't we? The business end of the game. See what Simon can lead us out with. We don't like to lead in leg 5, is what I'd say generally. And Simon's demonstrating. Yeah. The early signs aren't great. Oh. He's got work to do for his 8, for his patterning here, hasn't he? It's a difficult 8 now, Simon. Oh yeah, it's a funny and unpleasant split, isn't it? He doesn't know where to go. He's gone wide. Oh, it says no. It says no. It's a 4. 4 pins. Well, sadly, his story of progress has been halted in the 5th there.
I owe the fine tin of 10p.
Do you?
Yeah.
Didn't you put 10p in at the start?
No, I put a 50. I overpaid, and now I've underpaid, so I owe it. I've put in 70p. The Citra.
Rob, do you want a 42
I might have a Citra. Citra. Okay, 2 Citras. I don't think I can take any more after that because I'm just topping up.
Wow. Oh, great start from Mike. So, Nikkers going to put a challenge in this final leg. They want to take the 6 points. They don't want to give away anything. It was a bit unlucky. Now, tricky angle for the right-hander here to cut across. Well, I would go to the right of this pin. Yeah. Well played. Lovely way to finish from Mike with an 8. So Mike finishes, his personal total is 25 pins. I've just bested him. Beat your opponent is the rule. I've just bested him by 1. The right moment, or with the right number of points. But hey, so after the first throws from each team in this final leg, Nikkers have already taken a 4-pin lead. That's Martin now for the lads. Cheeky 3 clears out the middle line. Nice gentle push, and it took another one. You'd have to say a struggle for the 9 here, but a fine cut for the 8.
8 would be lovely.
8 would be lovely. Yeah. Has he got? He has. Oh yes! Wow, fantastic! He finishes with 2 consecutive 8s. Posts individual a score of 32, and perhaps more importantly, recoups some of the damage that I managed to do. So after 2 have thrown this final leg, the lads are on 12, Nikkers on 8. 4 behind. Now Simon has had a bit of an inconsistent evening, a 1, then 2 6s, then a 4. Just 2, but plenty of angles, including the king, available. Not a disastrous start by any means. Now it's a pressure shot. It is a pressure shot now. He needs 2 more for parity. Just a single. Goodness me. Wow. Simon continues his unfortunate inconsistent run with a 3. So, against the odds perhaps, after 2 have thrown for both teams in this final leg, the lads light out take a 1-pin lead. A reminder, it's all square.
Simon's been very unlucky, hasn't he?
4 pins apiece. It's not a bad... It wasn't going to knock over. It wasn't. No, yeah, they're all wobbling. They're all vintage pins now. That's nice. Rob for the lads. Had some quite classy shots this evening. Probably not reflected in his score so far. Oh, unlucky. Rob also posts a personal total of 26, as did I, but I feel that Rob's was much more classy 26 than mine. Unfortunate there in a few of them. More importantly, as a team player, though, he's posted a solid 6 after 3 thrown in this final leg, taking the lads' total to 18. After 2 have thrown, remember, the Nikkers are on 11. Work to do for John. Just the 2. Still got the king and a good cluster over on your right, viewer, as you see. A reminder, John fell off his form in the last leg with only a 4. That's lovely. He did a little shimmy of excitement there. I think he hoped for maybe one more, but it's a really difficult 9 because of those 2 pins directly behind each other. But what can he do? Has he got the cut just right? Oh, almost. Not quite fine enough, and it sailed through the gap. Didn't take another one with it, but that's a lovely 7. John posts an 8, a 7, a 7, a 4 and a 7, a lovely 33. And without that 4, he'd have been challenging for north of 35. So, after 3 have thrown, we're halfway through the final leg. The match is tied at 4 points apiece, and the leg is tied at 18 apiece. Matt up next. He's just rushed back from the bar with a tray full of drinks. Has he tired out the bicep with that load? 5 pints and a bottle of alcohol-free something nonsense. It's all right. The cheeky 3. We don't mind that. We don't mind that. Well, yeah. It's all right. Angles to work with. Much more smooth delivery there, but unfortunate. Now, what's he going to play here? Is he going for the king? He's got to go for the king. Has he got it? Oh, that's unlucky not for an 8, but solid 7. Lads managing to keep the pressure on the Nikkers. So after 4 have thrown for the lads in this final leg, their total rises to 25. The Nikkers are on 18. Marcus up next. He's had a great run since the beer leg with a 9 and a 7. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that. Oh, that's harsh. Thank you, Matt. He'll be disappointed in that finish. Just a 3. Again, you have to say, very much against the run of his play this evening. What a shame. Having said that, he's posted an individual score of 30 with a 3 in the mix. So that just goes to show you the quality of the
It was a real horrible split he had for that last ball as well. It was a real unpleasant set.
Not one you'd want to look at, but well played, Marcus. A solid 30. It does mean, though, that after 4 have thrown for both teams, lads still have a 4-pin lead as Brian approaches the alley. Bit straight. Not straight enough.
That horrible.
It's one of the nastier splits.
Consider the most horrible splits you know.
Just
It's up there.
yeah.
That was 4.
As Rob wisely says, just hit something.
You get 1.
Sadly he didn't.
You've
5
had some
for Brian.
That is the worst thing you've had to bowl at, that last one. That's the most horrible.
Brian posts a personal score of 26. I have to say it was hard work for him. He's dragged that up above a 25. But more importantly, though, after 5 have thrown for the lads in this final leg, their total rises to 30. The Nikkers, after 4 have thrown, are on 21, 9 behind. Peter, Mr. 6, that's what he's scored every single go so far, needs to drop in a clearance just to tie things up. Oh, it was whisker away. A whisker away from the perfect opening ball.
And then, you know what he does? He just
Second ball.
comes straight back. Does
It's a
something
marker.
pretty.
It markers. He's got a marker for it.
I don't know here. Oh, there we go.
It's not bad. It's not bad. And I tell you what, it's an angle on for a 7 outside of an 8.
Even an 8 or 9.
Outside of an 8.
Absolutely
Miraculous
going mad.
9. It's a lovely push action he's got. Has he nicked it? Oh, another 6. He's just mashed down the perfect par score. 30 with 5 6s. Mr. Consistent. That is a par round if ever there was one. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, they're now behind by 3 pins. With just 1 to throw from each team, the lads are on 30, the Nickers 27. Now, Alan already as an individual scorer on 31. And you have to say,
He's got it programmed in, hasn't he, tonight?
you've got to fancy him here for maybe pushing 40.
He's just feeling it. Oh, I missed that one. When you just feel it, something, not thinking. You just know.
Exactly. He's just playing on instinct. Final ball. Solid 7. Lovely 7. Finishes post at 38, which is a cracking score. And takes his team total to 37. Well played.
Not won it yet. But I've pushed it into spare territory.
So, Derek needs 10 for the draw.
I know he's got spares in it.
Derek has got spares in him, but this evening he's only posted a 5, a 7 and 2 consecutive 4s. Well below his par. Come on, Derek. Give us a party finish. Oh, it's a very difficult spare from here. It's not impossible. It is now. You have to say, he's not going to get 10. Six. Derek takes the 6, and I tell you what a great match. As befits two teams that are only 1 point away from each other on one spot on the table. Lads Night Out take the win, 6-4. And this very close season continues. And as we give the customary handshakes, we'll just leave you with the ambience of the club.
Cheers, mate.